GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps to cabin link check. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a
Hi.
What's going on?
Happy
St. Patrick's Day.
Day.
Happy
Are
St.
you wearing
Patty's
green?
Day. Yeah, little. My
There you
hair
go.
scrunchie is
Good
green.
enough.
Yeah. And it's St. Patrick's Day, too.
It is. It's the 17th.
Yeah, it's got like shamrocks and stuff on it. So I figured
Yeah,
that was
heck
good
yeah.
enough.
Hey, Lisa.
That's good enough. At least it was green.
How you doing?
Good.
How
Happy
you doing?
eclipse.
Happy eclipse.
Happy smack dab right in the middle of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another cool and groovy edition of the Otter's Den with your hosts Keith and Joni. I got it right. Tonight, we are
Happy
going
Monday.
to just kind of let loose, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about March and why people seem to think it's a little bit chaotic. Hey, Lois. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Kim. Thank you for popping on.
It's a tad chaotic, but we made it. You know, I mean, the storms were horrific for a lot of people, but we knew that was coming. You know, Neptune's sitting on that 29 degree.
The end of the cycle, and it's also an 11, and it's Neptune. That's water, storms we were supposed to get nailed, but we were just on the edge. We got some big gusts of wind coming through, a few sprinkles, and that was it, luckily.
We got a bunch of wind on Saturday. Like none of our traffic lights or anything was working. And they're like moving. Like if you're at a traffic light, you know how like they sway real hard. And then we got about from Saturday afternoon through Sunday, we got about 2 inches of rain. We got some storms, but we never had sirens. We
That's
didn't
a
get
good
the
thing.
tornadoes.
I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of tornadoes this year with the solar energy and the retrogrades and whatnot. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of storms. So do yourselves a favor. Prepare before they hit. Get yourself some water. Put it away. Some extra food. Put it away. Can opener. Put it away. Paper plates, utensils, whatever, blankets, pet carrier. If you got a generator, get it set up, ready to roll. Do not run a generator inside your house. Outside only. Fumes.
I grab my backpack whenever let's face it, they are so good with it now. If we get like, the 1 to 5, and if we are in like a 3 zone, I get out my backpack, I put all my medicine in it, I get out the cat carrier, I get a couple things of her food, and I just have my bag ready. Like it's like an overnight bag I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's like.
Put your meds in a Ziploc plastic bag so they stay dry. That's another good thing. That way, in case your house gets flooded, you got to go out in the rain, what have you, they're protected. It's important. You can do the same thing with your cell phone. If you got to go out in the rain, put it in a Ziploc. Right.
Birth certificates and just car charger and phone charger and charge your phone. When I was a kid, my mom used to make us fill up our bathtub.
Yeah, a lot of people still do. Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know why we did that. We would fill up
that
our
way. You
bathtub.
got water for your pets. You got drinking water. You got cooking water. You got whatever you need.
Yep. And we'd always fill up water jugs because back then there was no such thing as bottled water. But
you rinse out milk jugs and reuse a milk jug.
That's what we did. But I think it's prepare, don't be scared. Be prepared, not scared. And
I'm going to say this. I need to say this. Yes, exactly. Lisa Campbell, extra smokes and lighter, beer, whatever you need. But your insurance, make sure your insurance is current. And by current, what I mean is house values have went up. You may not have enough insurance to cover rebuilding your home now. So get that coverage checked. Also, make sure you're covered in case of a natural disaster, tornado, earthquake, if you live in earthquake-proof zones, and flood insurance. Even if you don't live in a flood zone, you might want to get flood insurance because if storm comes through, blows your windows out, it rains, it molds, guess what? That's flood damage, water damage won't be covered. So really talk to your agent and make sure you're covered for everything.
Get it in writing. I'm going to get it in writing because they will screw you out of every way they can screw you
writing
out
or voice recorder, both, what have you. Hey, Howie, founder of the R.I.F.T Network right there, Mr. Howie Odell himself, tipping his top hat to us all.
Yeah, because Neptune is going to be sitting at 29 for the next 2 weeks. Now, I mean, that doesn't mean we're going to get what we had this weekend. This was just a super lunar eclipse. When you get a lunar eclipse with this, hit with Neptune, hit on 29 degrees, you're going to get some weather issues.
That was on the 14th. It was a full blood moon also. Yeah. I mean,
supermoon.
If you don't know what a supermoon is, that is when the moon is the closest to Earth. It's not a perfect circular orbit. It goes out a little farther and then it comes back in and it's closer. It goes out a little farther and it comes back in a little closer. When it's closer, that's a supermoon because it's bigger. It's closer to the Earth. It affects water more. It affects tides more. It affects the water in us, so it affects people more. It can be a little chaotic.
Guess how many supermoons we have this year? And we usually have one or two. We have 5 this year. 5.
And if
5.
if you don't believe in the full moon theory or supermoon theory, go talk to your local police department. Go talk to your local EMTs. Go talk to your local emergency room at the hospital. They prepare before it comes because they know.
They do. The police do too. They know. And we've got the shifting, like the 29 degree. I harp on it. You cannot underestimate what is happening with astrology and the planets this year. We can't talk about it enough because we've never seen it.
All of the outer planets are shifting positions. They're shifting signs. I don't know if the humankind even knows when the last time that happened. But this is major, and we signed up for this stuff. We did. We signed up for it.
We signed up for it.
Here, Lois is backing us up, and the nurses too. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, Michelle. Facts. And speaking, I'm going to interject for just a second. Speaking of cycles ending, and 29 degrees. That's 11. I'm 11. If you notice me talking a little funny tonight, not when I do it on purpose to be funny, but you may notice a little bit of a lisp. I'm relearning how to talk because I had major oral surgery last Thursday, and I'm still in the recovery process. Friday, I literally looked like a chimpanzee. My face was swollen out to here. Thankfully, that has gone down a little bit, and I'm able to talk and function, and I'm going to get through this.
You sound fine. You sound completely normal.
I can notice it myself because I'm used to me, but just in case that list comes out or I pronounce a letter wrong or something, that's me getting used to my new teeth.
You sound fine. You sound perfect. You really do.
Permanent
I would tell
implants.
you. I would tell you sound goofy. They're beautiful.
The process. I've seen people out there say it's the most painful thing you'll ever go through. I really didn't think it was that bad, but then again, I'm used to pain. My back, my neck, my shoulders.
Right.
I've been going through tooth pain for years. So this is actually the ending of a cycle for me because I've had to mentally prepare for this. I've had to financially prepare for this. There was the anxiety of being able to get it done and then the waiting period to get it done. And it's the end of cycle. And those of you that know, when you get through something like that, you're happy. Yay, I got new teeth. Okay. But then the next day I'm sitting here at home. I took the next day off and then I had the weekend to recover. I'm sitting here and life felt empty. I'm like, why? No, it wasn't that. It wasn't the pain. No, it wasn't the pills. It wasn't the pain. It wasn't the swelling. What it was a void. Spirit took all of that worry and anxiety and everything and fear out. And so it left a void. Even when something, we'll say toxic or bad or bad health, leaves your life, that is the energy that you are used to. So when that is removed, it leaves a void. However, that void you can refill with something new and brighter. But
Right.
and sitting here in my mind, I should be all happy and giddy and everything else. And I'm just sitting here like, this ain't right. Why am I depressed? But so I thought about it, and I let things come up. I let emotions and thoughts and everything else come up, and I figured it out. But if I wouldn't have let things flow, if I would have fought those feelings, I wouldn't have figured it out, and I'd still be feeling those feelings. As it is, I had a hell of a
Right.
good day today. So I'm thankful I let things flow and I worked through everything. And that's really what we're going to need to do, not only through this March, but through the rest of this year.
Ugh.
If something, we'll say negative, air quotes, happens in your life, there is a reason. And if you look hard enough, you will find a positive reason why that is happening. Is it always easy to go through and just see and define? No, it's absolutely not. It sucks. It sucks. But if you look hard enough, if you sit down and you do the shadow work
You'll find it.
and you allow your feelings to come up, feel them, accept them. Okay, this is how I feel like this today. Today, in this now moment, I am this. I am angry. I am depressed.
Good.
I am happy. Okay. That is in this now moment. I'm scared. Okay. What are you scared of? The future, tomorrow, next month. Depression. It's your past coming back up. Let's work it back up and work through it. It helps me a lot to prepare for future things, but not to worry about them. Today is today. All I have to do today is get through today. And what do I got to do to get through the day?
Right.
Get up, get ready for work, make it to work, get through work, come home, feed and water the pets, supper dishes, little TV in bed. Cool. I got this. And I don't have to worry about my past. I've worked through my past. Does it still show back up? Sure it does. But you know what?
Yep.
That can't affect me unless I allow it to affect me. I have the choice. I have the option of letting my past or my future affect my now moment today. And I've gotten through everything that life, this earth, and this universe has thrown at me to get to today. So I know I can get through tomorrow. Change your mindset, change your thinking. It's going to help. And with everything, with all the truth, okay, I'm going to say, in my opinion, with all the truth that is coming out right now and is going to continue to come out this year, a lot of people are going to have to change their way of thinking. And that's not going to be easy for them. So I'm trying to give them a grain of salt. I'm trying to give them a chance. I'm trying to give them some time to listen and let things flow. But so many of them are just fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. It's going to drive them down into a lower
Crazy.
vibration. And I'm not going to allow them.
Well, you've got to remember what is
you.
happening. You have to remember what is happening. And the old, as we know it, was destroyed. So there's nothing to fill it yet. And because, see, we're sitting at 29 degrees. So we're going to be in 2 weeks in a void where the old world has dissolved. There's nothing solid. It feels like you're in a vacuum. And that's just kind of what's happening until we get to the 0 creator degree of Aries on the 31st. So we've got 14
then
days
at that 0
of it.
degree, new things can be built.
Mm-hmm.
New things can be built. And that's what we want to do. We want to build new things. We want to build better things for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, for our city, our county, our state, our country, our world, our universe. We want to build better. We have timelines intersecting and correcting themselves, and that takes time, especially when you have the left hand over here fighting and lying about what the right hand is doing over here. Actually attempting to get something accomplished. And
Well, you got to
On
rise
every
above
level.
the noise.
and
You have to, because if you don't, you're going to just be
Yeah.
a bottom
and
feeder.
that's what I was just going to get to. You can wake up in the morning, you could have a great day, a great week so far. You wake up the next morning and you feel like you're in the pits of hell, especially if you're an empath. Okay, what you're feeling is the collective. That's the back and forth, the hatred. We feel that. And what I do is I ask myself, okay, is there anything in my life that could be making me feel this way? Yes. Okay, let's look at that. No. Okay, it's not mine. Thank you. Don't need that. Good. Observe,
Right.
don't absorb. Hey, Jan Lynn.
Well, you have to look at what Neptune, what Pisces stands for, where we're at with Neptune. Christianity, religion, victimhood, the victim, lies, veils, deception, media, drugs, big pharma, seas, the water, fishing industry. So where are we headed? Into Aries. What's Aries? The warrior. No fear, no victim. This is a time that you stand up, and you stand up in your own power, in your own feet, because the victimhood mentality and the victim stuff is gone. It's good. It will be, you'll wake up on the 31st and it's gone. You will see how quickly that this will be dissolved. It's going to be that powerful and that strong with
And
what
it's
we got
easy
coming.
to slip into the victimhood mentality. I've been there. And again,
Well-
let me revert this back to Mercury retrograde for a second. Mercury brings up things to look at for you to heal. It may not feel good, and you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Don't ask that question. Ask, what is this teaching me? Change, flip the mindset. Plot twist, you'll plot twist, and just flip it. If you'll plot twist, it's going to shock your mind into thinking differently, because you're not used to doing that.
Right.
It's given.
Well, we have two. We have two, actually. We have
Venus.
Mercury and
Yes.
Venus both.
Yes. So things can be happening in your love life, your friendships, your financial situation,
Money.
and it could go either way. Get better, get worse. Even if it gets worse, over the long run, that might be better. You don't know yet. Let things flow.
You know, it's just there is a void, and what was destroyed when Pluto left Capricorn and is now into Aquarius, that void is going to be filled up. And another thing that's happening is you have what we call a world point. And when a cardinal sign, which is Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, hits onto a 0 degree, it's at the world point, meaning a world event. Okay. So we are going to be at the world point as well. There's so much going on between now and the 31st. And this ingress into Neptune is going to be, I think, the biggest shift we're going to have this year, because of the Aries. And then on top of it, this week, the sun moves into Aries.
Fire on fire.
So get out of the way. It's going to be like, you're going to wake up and go, what am I waking up to? The old is done. It was completely imploded.
It's done.
Gone. It's gone. And the only people that are fighting it now are the people that don't want change.
The people who are guilty of what they are being charged with. They don't want to go to prison. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to get caught. They don't want to have to admit they did anything wrong, because they can't admit they did anything wrong. They are mentally unable to admit it. Okay, yeah, I screwed up. I did that. Okay. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, and that's okay. But there is so much information coming out. And then we're going to get more, and we're going to get more, and we're going to get more. And it is going to be black and white in your face. Here it is. Here's the file. We got to change our mindset. We got to change our thinking.
Well-
we got to understand, okay, maybe I was lied to by some people. Maybe I lied to myself. Maybe I didn't allow myself to see the truth because all these people talked me into thinking this way, or I talked myself into thinking. You have to change your mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, this is happening. This is real. I'm feeling this. It doesn't make me feel good. Let's look at why. Figure out the why. Work through that. Let things flow. You're going to figure out a different way. You're going to learn. You're going to start looking for the truth. You're going to start accepting the truth. And that's going to change your life, and it's going to raise your vibration. If you keep fighting, you're going to be down there on the bottom of the pond. And, Joni Lynn brings up a good point. As a Pisces, she feels if it's turning the tides, like with ponds, the scum comes to the top. It stinks, yet needs to pull the water from the bottom and turn it. We earn water, fish, and the air help turn the pond. Absolutely. Every spring, the lakes, they turn. They turn. All this comes up from the bottom, and then it goes to the banks. It's taken care of. It's gone. And then we have a nice, pretty lake the rest of the year.
Well, that lake is about ready to catch on fire. It's about ready to get
lakes and rivers have literally caught on fire from all the.
I mean, it's gonna blow in, and I'll tell you, it's just gonna be it's gonna be in waves, and it's wonderful because this is the creator degree. And another thing is Neptune is the dreamer. So you got to remember Neptune in Aries not only is the warrior, Neptune is dreaming for the new world. The old way of the old world is gone.
And if you
it's done.
If you think about it, Neptune, water. What does water do? It cleanses. You wash your dishes with the water. Yes, Lisa, I just went there. You have a flood, cleans everything, removes all the trash, everything. It can change the course of a river. Water cleanses, fire cleanses. Ask me how I know.
It all does.
So we just need to let things flow.
Well, wasn't it funny too with the weather this weekend? There were fires everywhere. On one end, there were water and tornadoes, and on the other side of the country, it was all fires. And I thought, isn't that appropriate? Look what we're shifting in and out of.
Fire. And what happens when you get water and fire? It gets a little steamy.
We're headed into air and fire coming from earth and water, which was slow and prodding. People don't like change. Well, this change, there's nothing.
No, you're not going to stop anything. All you're going to do is drive yourself batshit crazy if you try to fight everything. If you try to fight the flow, it's going to cause more issues in your life. Think about it this way. You're standing in the middle of a river and it's starting to flood and the water's rising. Okay, you're standing there. You see this log floating down towards you. Okay. You can either try to fight your way against that current. When you're trying to walk against that water, it creates ripples and waves and eddies and everything, all kinds of chaos in that water.
Yeah.
Or you can stand there, put your arm on that log, climb on top, lay back, and just float on down the river till you find a nice soft bank to land on.
Dude, I'm floating.
It's the same thing in life. If you're getting flooded with emotion and events happening in your life you weren't ready or prepared for, if you try to fight it, if somebody is removed from your life for whatever reason and you try to fight it and get that person back, you're going to cause more issues in your life. You're going to be better off just letting things flow, healing from it, understanding why that person was removed from your life. But you might have to tell yourself the truth, either about their behavior, somebody else's behavior, or your own behavior. So be ready for that.
That's right.
Be ready to look in that mirror, because the only
right.
person that can be absolutely truthful with you is you, if you allow yourself to be truthful with yourself.
Yep. Wednesday is a big day this week. The 19th is a big day. The Sun and Neptune meet at 29 degrees of Pisces. After the 20th on through the 29th, it's all Aries coming in. Mercury and Venus head back into Pisces. I think they're just going back there to hide. But everything we have remember how we talk about Casimis, and when Casimis happen, that's where the sun kisses a planet. The sun, Venus runs back into the sun for a Casimi, and then the next day it runs back into Mercury. So we're getting back to back. That tells me we're going to get something with the financial markets.
Up and down, up and down, up and down. Crypto, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm just letting it flow. I have some crypto. I'm not going to say which ones right now, but they are going up and then they are coming back down. They are going up and then they are coming back down. Eventually, they're just going to start going up, and I'm holding out. I'm letting it flow. Have I lost a little here? Yeah. Did I make a little here? Yeah. Could I have sold this and made $10 that day? Yeah. And then waited for it to go back down? Yeah. I'm just letting it flow. I'm just letting it flow, and I'm going to be okay with that.
I wouldn't touch anything till after the 31st. Anything.
Well, the 29th, we've got a partial solar eclipse happening.
Yeah, that's the solar eclipse.
And the new moon.
In Aries.
New moon is for inviting new things into your life. Full moon is for releasing. Yes. I would not recommend doing moon water, charging your stones and crystals in it, or setting intentions, because eclipse energy is so chaotic. We don't know what's going to happen. So I let things flow. I let things flow.
What's going on with this one?
The 20th is the spring equinox.
Yes, the 20th. Yes, the sun goes into Aries.
I actually did some homework and took some notes. Aren't you proud of me?
Good.
I'm proud of me. I'm really
crazy. But it's not. It's really everything that is going on with the outer planets is really, really absolutely harmonious. It's like we got a lot of Pluto stuff coming in. So Pluto is coming in to talk with the other planets and say, you know what? I collapsed this, and this when I was down in Capricorn, and this is what you need to build up. And so there's a lot of deep conversations. There's a lot of deep diving. So it's going exactly the way we thought it would.
Not pushing. If it comes, it comes. If not, it's fine.
That's right. I mean, stay as high vibrating as you freaking can. Stop it. Pervert. Aries is, what's funny is you had that. That's good that you got your work done too, because that's on your ascendant. And your ascendant is your physical body. So to get physical stuff done, it was perfect time.
I agree. And according to them,
perfect.
I am healing on an accelerated rate. So that's a good thing.
See?
Am I manifesting some of that? Yeah. I'm doing some self-Reiki. I'm taking calcium supplements with vitamin D. You got to have vitamin D in order to absorb calcium. This process, they yank them all out. And then they put inserts in, 4 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and they pre 3D print your your healing teeth. These are my not my final teeth. These are my healing teeth. And they pull them all up, put those in, screw them down,
Yep.
and then you heal. So here in a couple of years, I will get my good teeth, and those should last me the rest of my life. They are made of a zirconia material, I believe, and I will have probably 75 to 80% of my bite force, so I can eat steak. I should be able to eat pretty much whatever I want. Right now, I gotta be careful. I can't chew anything, so it's soup and mashed taters with cheese and stuff like that for calcium, and
Ice cream.
No more cold sensitivity. So yeah, I can eat ice cream again. I know it's not good for me, but I might get some.
I would. It'd be good for you. It'll taste good. I mean, there's nothing that, Pluto is in play. I think it's just a lot of chaos, and it's just it's a huge vacuum right now, and that'll be filled. You know that's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Irene, nice to see you. I believe you're in Japan and run a podcast in Japan. If you want, go ahead and throw your link up to that podcast in here. That'd be great. But she brings up the point: if you don't take care of your home and clear the negative energy out, no matter what you do, you won't find balance. And she's not wrong. And that includes decluttering. I have a little clutter right now because I started putting my doors up before I got my surgery, and that's as far as I got. For those of you that don't know, I had a home fire, and I am completely rebuilding my home inside of the shell of my home. I got a block home, and the block shell and the roof survived. So it was nothing in here. You open my front door, you look down, there's the basement floor. I have a 2-story house with the attic. You look up, there's my roof. Nothing but block walls. So it has been a journey and a half, and I do my best to smudge and cleanse and try not to get cluttered as I can, because the more cluttered your home is, the more not so good you're going to feel about it, and that's going to affect your mood on things like your job and everything else, friendships. It affects everything. So the cleaner your house is, both physically and metaphysically, the better off you're going to be. So it was a perfect comment. Thank you.
Yep. And that lunar eclipse was in Virgo, which Virgo loves to declutter. That whole energy surrounding the lunar eclipse that we just had is about getting stuff, in line. Get it organized, get it ready. Now, the next one on the 29th in Aries is going to be all about standing in your own power and letting it come in. And it's a creator degree. So wherever that Aries falls in your house, in your chart, go look.
I'm not sure where mine is.
Go look.
There we go.
For the first.
Okay.
Spooky Japan podcast.
I'm gonna try to check that.
That's cute. That's a cute name.
She was on Howie's show watching it the other night, and where I can see she's very knowledgeable. She has some really good comments on there. Laura, I see your comment here. I had something happen about 30 minutes ago. A bird flew into your window with a loud thump and flew off. Well, that happens from time to time, but wildlife is being affected geomagnetically right now because the poles are shifting. They are constantly having to adjust GPS coordinates because of that fact. They think humans used to have that, in order to migrate during the winters and whatnot. We've since lost it, but it affects them. So also, if you had your drapes open or whatever, bird don't know what a window is. It sees a place where it can go in and hide or what have you, and boom, the hell's that? And they fly off. It's happening here.
That's scary, and it's loud when they hit the window. Sometimes they don't make it. Sometimes they just they hit it and don't make it. You know, and another thing is we had Mars in retrograde
Mhm.
for months. And Mars right now is what we call out of bounds. When a planet is out of bounds, it's at what at a 23 or it's at a higher degree out of the ecliptic. So it's not floating around chatting with everybody. Mars right now until April is out of bounds. What does that do to Mars? It makes it unpredictable. It makes it crazy. It acts goofy. So when you have Mars out there out of bounds, acting like a squirrel, you don't know
A
what's going
drunk
to
squirrel
occur.
who's
A
looking for his
drunk
nuts.
squirrel.
Think
That's
of
exactly right.
what was it, Ice Age, that movie with that prehistoric
True.
squirrel running after that giant acorn all the time? That was Mars.
That's that's Mars out of bound. And who is the ruler of Aries?
Mars.
Mars. So Mars is on the world point. Aries is on the world point. Mars is out of bounds. That's just a lot of it's dynamic. It's really dynamic. We need
Give it
Saturn
time,
to
Irene.
come in.
Give it time.
Yeah. I think everybody is.
I don't know why, but I got a feeling his gifts are going to come in pretty soon.
I'll tell you a good day, Wednesday,
Hump day.
when Neptune and the moon are together. It's a great clairvoyant day this
Wednesday.
week. Wednesday's huge, huge, huge.
I like
clairvoyant
Wednesdays
day.
because to get through work, I divide every day. I work 8 hours, 8 to 5. Got an hour lunch break. So I work from 8 to 10. I get a 10-minute break. That's first quarter. I divide it up like a football team or a football game. And then second quarter is from, 10:10 to noon, then lunch. Okay. So Wednesday, I get through the first 2 quarters. I am halfway through that work week, and I'm working on getting to the weekend. I have changed my mindset on how I get through that day. I don't have so many hours. I've only got another 15 minutes till this quarter's over. Then I'm on the next quarter. It makes it easier for me to get through the day faster and with a better mindset. Because, okay, I got through first quarter. Yes. I can get excited about that. I do. I tell myself that. And it really helps. Because I used to go into work thinking, my God, I got 8 hours of this crap to get through. I would sabotage myself. Monday morning, I would wake up. Oh my God, it's Monday. What am I going to walk into today? I would sabotage myself. Now I get up, I wake up. Okay, today's Monday. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. No matter what I walk into at work, I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to transmute that energy. I'm going to get everybody smiling and laughing, and it's going to be a good day. And generally it is. We have our moments at work. Everybody does. But if you do your best to transmute that energy from something negative to something positive, it really helps. It takes some learning in order to do that. And it takes some work. Cheryl's got a question here. What should we do on Wednesday since it's a clairvoyant day? Listen to yourself and your intuition.
Divination, if you do tarot or cards
Yeah.
or astrology or readings, perfect.
Absolutely. Laura, your sound seems off, not matching the movements of your lips. Okay, that is a Facebook thing and a connection issue. Sometimes people's connection might not be so great wherever they are, or mine might not be so great. So it puts a little bit of a delay on what I'm saying versus my lips moving. That's common.
And Mercury's in
Yes, that
retrograde.
also. Hey, Cindy. Thanks for popping on. She's been doing meditation to visualize her highest timeline every day in between the eclipse to the new moon. Perfect. And that's another thing you can do right before you go to bed, especially right before you fall asleep. Say you're laying there and you got the TV on, or you got the fan on, and you're almost asleep, and all of a sudden you can't hear, you realize, I don't hear that fan anymore. I don't hear the TV anymore. Even though it's on, it's dead quiet, but you're not quite asleep yet. That is the perfect time to ask your guides, to ask Spirit, show me how good my life can be. Show me who my spirit guides are. Whatever you want to know about your higher self, that is the perfect time to ask. And then in the morning, as soon as you wake up, if you had a dream, write it down, work through it. Or if you're like me and you wake up and it's open your eyes and it's gone, just tell yourself, okay, hey, I made it through another day. I woke up. It's going to be a good day. Every day I get up, I tell everybody good morning. My dog, my cat, my guides, my protectors, my spirit animals, everybody that's here. I tell everybody good morning. I tell the house good morning, and then I go to and look at the front window. And even if the sun is not shining, I know it's up there somewhere. I will say good morning to the sunshine and thank Spirit for another mother day. And I say it just like that, in a good way, in a positive way. That's how I start my day.
That's right.
I didn't used to.
Well, I think it's important now, and I think one of them is please give me patience.
You know,
Be kind.
you
Give me
know, how many
patience.
years have we been doing this? And how many years have we been talked about my patience? Okay. I finally have it. I know we're going to get
Yeah,
the
you do.
information. Okay, we were supposed to get some information on this day. That got sabotaged by this person in this office in this New York City. Okay. Well, what this person was supposed to get, they finally got, but they got thousands of records to go through and redact because they don't want to put witnesses' names out yet. Understand that. That's going to take some time.
Get it?
So we got to have patience. You mentioned the JFK files are supposed to drop tomorrow.
80,000 files are supposed
If
to be
they
released tomorrow.
don't get mad. Don't get bummed out. Don't get depressed. We are in Mercury retrograde. What does Mercury affect sometimes? Electronics, computers, routers, the internet, what have you. So Spirit may be saying, okay, hold on. There might be something you missed that you want to get in there. Here's a little time to get more figured out. So just be patient. We're going to get it.
I think the website will crash because there's a website that you can go to.
If that's the case, it's going to go down. Just expect it.
I'm just going to wait for an influencer to go through them and start
Well, that's
talking
what I
about
do with
it.
like Dan Bongino, but he just got, he got bumped into the FBI. Yay. But he's got somebody taking over his show. So I wait for them to go through it and they pick out the good stuff. And that's what I read. That's where I get my information. That's what I'll share,
I need to get all the charts and all the JFK stuff that I had because we looked at all those charts. We did all that a whole show on it. So I'm curious to see what other info comes out. I'm really curious to see if it matches what the astrology said happened.
And Cindy's comment here, I agree. Slow down and let it happen. Just let it flow. That's kind of the theme of tonight's show is let things flow. Be water. Bruce Lee, be water.
Yeah. Be water till the 20th.
Renee, patience is being tested in our house, but standing in truth for it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do it.
Laura, they had some major tornadoes the other day. She has spirits to protect her out here. Wind gust 50 plus. Normally the RV would be rocking, but the RV was not moving at all. There you go.
That's wonderful. My friend Greg does that with a hurricane. He's down in Miami. And whenever one comes, he surrounds himself with the candles and he will do his prayers. And, I'll text him and I'll say, well, everybody's out of electric down there. Nope, not me. I have watched that happen through 3 hurricanes with him. where the electric is off everywhere
Yeah.
around him, but he does the same thing with the storm, Laura. He did
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah. It happens here too.
It worked.
Wymore, generally storms, really super bad storms, will split and go around our town. There's an old
Yeah.
tale about, this land being protective native ground, so storms don't hit it.
Neat.
But something I noticed a few years ago, Christy, my friend Christy, she was staying, and we had a storm hit, and that night we had 4 tornadoes touch down around Wymore. At that time, I didn't have all of this built, and I could see the trees blowing out of my bedroom window from the basement. And I mean, big trees, and they were bending over. I thought they were going to break, but they didn't. My windows blew in. Thank God they were my old windows. I didn't get my new windows put in yet. But we had water flowing in. The garage was flooding. It was starting to run in the basement. And I'm on live video. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to blow away, somebody's going to watch. Somebody's going to see this and know what
I'm gonna
happens.
go live.
Christy's scared shitless. So I'm talking to her, talking to everybody, trying to calm her and keep her calm as I'm doing. That's another reason why I did that. Take her attention away from what was going around. And as soon as it was over, we walked outside, and it looked like a war zone with the trees
I remember that.
down and the debris and everything, the electric lines down. I still had electricity, and I had a few limbs down in my yard, small limbs, but nothing major. My fence didn't blow down. My trees were fine. It took me 10 minutes to pick up the limbs out of my yard. And then me and Christy went and bought a new chainsaw and chains and fuel and oil. And we went around helping the neighbors cut all their stuff up and get it out of there. I understand that. If you protect your property, it helps. If you put protections around your property, it helps. If you have a positive mindset, it helps. If you let things flow, it helps.
Yep. It's that time of year. So after Neptune, we have Saturn is our next big one that moves into Aries. That's in May. So we have about a month. And then right after that is the big boy, Uranus moves. That's huge. That's going to be, I think, a big Uranus
Huge.
is space. It's invention. It's going into Gemini, which is this, learning, figuring stuff out. We're going to see all kinds of technology stuff. We're going to see the new.
I bet you we have anti-gravity start coming out. And something that David Woolcock on one of his lives, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He is in a partnership with a aerospace design company, and they are working on anti-gravity machines, and they pretty much got it nailed.
Yeah.
It's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
They're working on new designs of it. And that is going to help the aerospace industry. They have a new jet that they are developing for military use that can actually go into space if it needs to. It uses the energy from the engine to fire a laser cannon instead of using bullets. I mean, this plane is freaking amazing, and it is in process. They have got bids for this thing. It's going to be amazing, and they can build it for less than what they're building the planes we're using now for. So I mean, this is going to be amazing. And
July.
Yeah.
That'll be July.
And we've been talking about med beds. His talk about the Great Awakening, everybody awakening and raising the vibration. At a certain point, we're going to get lifted up, and we're going to be able to do that without the med beds. And we are already starting. We have Reiki energy working, healing. You know, we have all kinds of stuff that we use now. What he's saying, that's going to intensify, and we may not even need the med beds. So, I mean, that would be amazing.
We'll see. It's going to be neat to watch. I think everything that we're seeing, and from 2025 to about 2030, and those outer planets are so harmonious. Who knows
Good
what's
thing.
going to come out of this? We don't know.
I keep telling myself good things are going to come out of this.
Well, it has to build up because it's like you've always said, you know, Pluto in Capricorn was the phoenix. That we are literally in the ashes. It is destroyed.
Yeah.
It's gone. So that's what people are feeling, a void vacuum. It's frightening to people. It's scary because they don't like change and they don't know what the future is.
They're so used to living in that negative mindset, in that negative energy, in that hatred and that anger and that depression. And all these good things are starting to happen. And that is changing the vibration. And they don't like it because it's not their normal. So they keep trying to rush back to their normal and make their new normal and make other people feel they're normal. They will drag you down to their level if you allow them to. Don't let them. It is okay to walk away from somebody in the middle of a conversation. You know what? Have a good day. And walk off and watch their reaction. They will get so pissed off at you because you're not allowing them to bring you down into their vibration.
Well, that's why nobody's watching any of what we call the media now, because of the fact Pluto is in that house right now. It's a completely destroying media here. And the fact of the matter is, nobody watches it because it's too negative and nobody is in that vibration. So if you're watching it, you're vibrating with them.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Turn it off, because that's pulling you and your mood and your whole energy level down.
I'll even do that with stereo. If I'm driving to work and a song comes on and I feel something that's not right, I will switch that station. I will listen to that song. Okay, I know this song. I know what this is about. I know who this is about. I've worked through that. I don't need this. Thank you very much. Let's find something happy. TV shows, same way.
There's same thing. Same thing. You know, there's too many positive things that are coming. And that's why there is optimism, because Neptune is the dreamer, and the people that are looking to the future are looking above. They're, you know, you can look down and see the scandals, but well, that happened, and it's going to be taken care of.
Once that scandal is legally proven and these people are prosecuted, if I go out and steal somebody else's money and somebody else finds out about it, guess what? I'm going to jail. Okay, these people stole all of our money, everybody in the United States, okay, and gave it to foreign countries and terrorist organizations. 40 million a week to one of them, a terrorist organization. 40 million a week for years. Okay, if you're not pissed off about that, you're part of the problem. Said what I said. Ban me, block me, don't care.
You think?
If you agree with sending $40 million a week to a terrorist organization through you said, you're part of the problem. Again, said what I said. Now, imagine what $40 million a week could do for the homeless, for the veterans, for this, for that, for people in our own country.
You think Maui, maybe
take $40 million and times that by 52 weeks in a year and see what you get. See what total that is.
Well, it's all, the dam had broke. It's coming out.
Yeah, I got
it's going to all be, it's uncovered. It's coming out. You just got to look ahead. It's going to be neat to watch. I'm excited. I'm excited about next year.
I'm excited about this year, even though it is going to be a year. You know, we've said it. 2020 is going to be our year. Oh crap! No, okay. 2020, 2022, 23. It's going to be 24. Okay, it's going to be 25, and it is. But it may be a shit show for a little while. That's okay. We have made it through shit shows before. We will make it through shit shows again. But one thing I've noticed is if I'm patient and I sit back in my own darkness, like when I had the fire, my life got destroyed.
Yeah.
I walked, within 5 minutes, I had everything I wanted. And then I walked away from here with the shirt on my back, literally, into a motel room. So I get it. But I also found blessings in that fire. I am thankful that fire happened. I had to rip everything out of this home. Everything. I had to remove everything because that toxic smoke got behind the plaster, it got behind the lath, it got behind the furring strips, it got onto the concrete block. So I had to tear everything out, sandblast and clean the walls, and then start over. In that process, I got to see what kind of shape this house was actually in. The second floor was actually ready to fall in on the living room. I didn't know that. My granddaughters, if they were in the living room coloring and that happened.
Right.
Okay. So I got to repair that. I got to make that stronger for the next people that move in. I was supposed to have all new wiring in this home when I bought it. It was new where you could see it. But behind the walls, it was all still the old knob and tube, high EMF. And it was just twisted together, leaning up against a wooden furring strip. It arced, it got hot. This place was a tinderbox ready to go up anyway. The day it went up, my granddaughters were here playing with the doorbell, Okay, they're having fun. Okay, mom came, picked them up. I was going to come up here and take a nap. Something said, get out of the house, let it breathe. Okay, so I went to the light. If I would have went up and taken a nap, I wouldn't be here. I listened to my intuition, which relates to a question we had earlier. Listen to my intuition. Spirit said, something said, get out of the house. Cool. So there were so many blessings that came out of that fire. I'm actually grateful for it now. Was I at first? No, I was mad. I was angry. I was depressed. I was sad. I was pissed off. But Spirit set my ass down for a long time in my little dark Scorpio cave to the light.
In the cave.
But I had to do the work in order to find it. I had to start removing pieces out of my life. This plaster, take it outside. This wood lath, take it outside. Oh, look at that wiring. Look at what could have happened.
Yep.
And I got to do the same thing with my life during that process. I had a lot of life lessons, past life lessons come back up during that time. And I had to start rebuilding from my foundation and then build up. And I did the same thing while working through myself. I started at my core. I started at my root. And I picked through my life again. And I realized why this person was removed from my life, why I was removed from this person's life. And it all made sense. And it helped me to learn. It helped me to let things flow. It helped me to be patient. So even something that you think is terrible at the time, yeah, that day it is terrible. And it hurts. And it's okay to hurt. It's okay to be mad and angry and depressed and sad and cry and yell and scream. It is okay. It is okay to release that emotion. Because once you get it out, then you can sit and process.
That's right.
You give it time, you will figure out why that is happening. But it's not why is it happening to you. It's what is this teaching me about me.
Yep. And that there's a huge void that people are going to feel, or you might feel it the next couple of weeks, and it's completely normal because
Yeah.
there's nothing really filling in what was pretty well
Yes.
taken out.
Yes.
So,
I am so familiar with that void. I
yeah,
wink at it and the void winks back.
yeah, just, go about your day.
It's like, I got
Because,
you. Hang on. We're going to find
yeah,
something good to put in that.
well, this new moon in Aries coming up on the 29th is really powerful. And that's the one it's on the North Node, which is new beginnings. So it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. We got a little bit of chaos the next 2 weeks, but it's all where it's supposed to be. Everything's lining up the way it should be.
Yeah. Yes. Laura, I see your comment about somebody wanting you to find a wedge to cast a spell on somebody else. You did the right thing. Block them. You don't need that shit. You don't need that. That is karma getting ready, and you did the right thing.
Just tell them you graduated from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And people,
they don't know.
If you have an issue with somebody because they're not doing what you want them to do, or they did something you don't agree with, whatever. If you have an issue with them, that is your issue. Figure out why you have that issue. If somebody else has an issue with you, that's their issue. They get to figure that out. Okay? It is not my job to pussyfoot around things, not to trigger you. It is actually my job to trigger you. Why? To start your healing process. I'm going to say that again. It's my job to trigger you. Why? To start your healing process. I've triggered a lot of people in my life. And the number one person I have triggered is me. I finally realized, hey, you know what? Those are my triggers. I'm the common denominator in everything. Those are my triggers. Why does that trigger me? Okay, it triggers me because of this. It makes me feel this. Okay. Well, why does it make you feel that? Where did this trigger come from? Oh, that's
your trigger.
6 years old. Well, what happened when you were 6 years old? How did it make you feel? What did you do? You didn't know what to do back then. You did whatever 6-year-old does. Hide under the covers.
Gosh, I can't even remember what I ate for lunch last week, let alone 6. I can't.
Sometimes we have to look way back in our past in order to figure out why we have this trigger, why this word makes us feel not safe. And sometimes we repress stuff in our memories. We purposely hide it from ourselves. But if we work at it long enough and think about it long enough and allow our subconscious to look at it long enough, your subconscious works 24/7. It doesn't rest. When you're sleeping, it's working. And it's going to give you messages in your dreams. That's why I said, keep a dream journal. You're going to get it eventually.
Sure.
And something may have happened that you don't remember, that you don't want to remember, but you need to remember because you need to work through it in order to feel it, accept it, release it. And it's okay to forgive people. It is okay to forgive people for their behavior. Do we have to keep them in our life after forgiving them? No, that's our choice. We forgive them for our own peace, not theirs. They get to deal with their own peace.
Right.
We deal with ours. So, even though you forgive somebody, you don't have to keep them in your life. You can move on. But if you keep holding that grudge is going to hold you down.
Yeah, Scorpios are good at grudges. That's a big Scorpio lesson.
We are.
Huge Scorpio lesson.
However, I have learned to say, okay, you know what? This happened. Okay, I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to help myself from it.
Yep.
I wish you well in your future endeavors, wherever it is you're supposed to be. I hope you get there. I hope you find yourself. Hope you see yourself and understand yourself and grow. Go grow somewhere else.
Let it go.
But I hope you do well. But when you sit there and constantly cast shade on somebody else, you cast spells on them, you send curses to them, you make golems and send them on impossible missions to bang on my boundary to try to get through it when you know that they can't. And you explain this to that golem. If you don't know what a golem is, look it up. And you explain to this thing, look, this is what they did to you. They knew you couldn't finish your mission. So I'm going to give you a choice. I'm either going to take you out back and put you in the fire, or you can go back to whoever sent you and you can finish your mission.
Yep.
Because they are programmed to finish their mission. So guess what? Return to sender, it goes home. And then that person's life, all of a sudden,
And that happens.
Why?
It always happens.
Because you did something you shouldn't have, and it came back on you. I simply refused a, quote, gift they sent. I call it a gift.
That's right. Yep. Yep. And I mean, even intentions, even thoughts, even,
Yes.
you know, I mean, even just negativity and negative words
Yeah.
come back at you. It all comes back. Everything that you put out there, you get back. Everything.
If
Everything.
somebody cuts you off in traffic and you say, I hope this happens to you, guess what?
Yeah.
You just put something out to the universe, and the universe listens.
Yeah.
And it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It may be next month, next year, but that may happen to that person. All of a sudden, you're reading the paper, and you see this familiar car wrapped around a telephone pole.
Yep.
Oh, shit. I wished for that.
That'll be in May.
Hello.
That'll be in May. That's in May when Saturn moves. That's Saturn's that's what Saturn likes.
And thoughts, self-thoughts.
That's what Saturn likes. Karma train.
Yes. Choo-choo.
Watch out. The karma train's coming in May. So
And Ozzy.
Don't think we can live really great in April and expect May to be all fun and games.
Ozzy's driving that son bitch.
Well, let's see. The last time Neptune moved into Aries was 1861. So 40 years. The last time Saturn was in Aries would be about 40 years ago. We've got some big shifts.
Yes. 1861, Battle of Fort Sumter.
Yeah, it was the. I didn't think you'd look it up. It was the first day of the Civil War.
Florida seceded from the Union.
Yeah, it was.
Timeline of the Civil War.
I wasn't going to mention it.
Okay, but speaking of Civil War, this group of people over here, actually over here, it's reversed because of the camera, but said if a certain person, if Mr. T gets into the office, there's going to be Civil War. You know what? They weren't wrong. However, it is not going to be this kind of war. It is going to be this kind and this kind.
Well,
people are changing for the better. Our mindsets are changing. Our thinking is changing.
mhm.
In essence, that is a civil war within ourselves. And that's what I've been talking about this entire show is it is time to change how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. And that is going to change everything within your life. And when you help your life, you can help other people in your life.
Yep.
When you help yourself, you raise your vibration. When you help other people, you raise their vibration. Guess what that does to the planet's vibration?
That's right.
Guess that does to the universe's vibration. We were supposed to be in a cataclysmic pole shift.
Yep.
Now, okay. We were supposed to have been destroyed.
Yep.
However, the lockdowns backfired and people woke up and saw themselves and started learning and their hair standing up and learning about themselves and their family and their friends and started gardening and knitting and doing all these other things and learning about health, natural medicines and everything. And it raised the vibration of it enough that Yeah, the pole is shifting, but it's not going to be cataclysmic this time. A cataclysmic event happens every 25,920 years. We're overdue. It was supposed to happen this year. It's not going to happen. The solar flash was supposed to have been cataclysmic. We just got a little, okay, here's a solar storm. And we are at the solar maximum right now.
The collective really raised
this.
up. The collective raised it up. It was, and there's a minority that's still very negative that's down there, but let them stay there. There's nothing you can do because the collective is not didn't allow it to happen. It did not. It was not allowed.
And keep this as a rule. If somebody does not ask you for help, don't try to help them.
No.
You can ask them, would you like some help with this? No, I got it. Okay.
No, don't, because they can't see if you can't see something because you're so down on the bottom, you're not going to get to that person, and you're just gonna drag your energy down. So don't even attempt it.
Yes. If you attempt to help somebody that doesn't want the help, they will turn it around you and make you the enemy, and they will be the victim. Every time.
Well, that's gone. Everything that Pisces and Neptune stands for will be gone in 14 days.
14. 1 + 4 is 5. That's change.
14 days. It's gone. And you're going to see, gone. Done. Seeing a lot of it leaving now.
Yeah.
A lot of Pisces themes are leaving now. No boundaries. It's mind-boggling to watch. It's really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
These major shifts. Return to sender.
It's fun.
Yeah. Absolutely return it.
When I do that, I just got to put this in. When I do that, I will pull in a little light and a little healing, and I will put that in a little backpack on the golem.
Not me.
And attempting to help that person learn.
Not me.
Don't do this again. It's not really a warning. It is actually me trying to help that person learn. Because if they don't learn, they're just going to keep repeating the same behavior over and over, expecting different results. And that is the definition of insanity.
Well, I just say get the hell out.
Yeah. And I got way behind on comments. I apologize, people.
I just say get out.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind. I don't put any healing on none of it. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
Cheryl Lawson, what's the North Node axis right now? I don't know. Joni?
It is Virgo, Pisces, 18 months. Our last one, Virgo, Pisces. Yeah, we just shifted out of Aries, Libra. That was another big shift in January. We've had monster shifts. First was Pluto in November. Then the lunar nodes moved for 18 months. Now we've got Neptune. Then Saturn. Then Jupiter. Forgot about Jupiter in June.
Yep.
And then Uranus. Uranus in July.
7-11. I'm telling you. 7-11, 7-23.
It's crazy. It's craziness. That's okay. I think the biggest one's going to be Neptune and Aries. I think. I don't know. Hell, that was 1861. I don't know. That's a huge shift. I think it's a big shift because of the polar opposites of
Night, Laura.
Pisces and Aries. Yeah, I am too. I'm splitting too. So you guys be safe. We'll be back for the big eclipse. Wait a minute. It'll be the Monday right after the eclipse.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check real quick here.
Yeah, it'll be the 31st.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, there's an interesting thing.
What?
My post-operative appointment is 5 days before the eclipse.
Oh, cool.
5 change. See, change.
See, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, and we'll take a look at April. I haven't even looked at April. I haven't looked at April.
Let's get through March 1st. Okay, just saying.
Yeah, but I got to do the Patreon page for Kimmy, so I always have to look. I got to look now.
Yeah, Cheryl
So-
Lawson. I love Neptune, and I'm learning to love Aries.
Yep.
That's the thing. Okay, the retrogrades, the planetary movements, and how they work with each other. I used to literally hate Mercury retrograde and
Yep.
Pluto. Why? Because I didn't want to look at what they were trying to teach me. I thought all this stuff was bad stuff was happening to me. I thought it was a curse.
Yep.
No,
Nope.
no. Once somebody taught me how to use the retrogrades for your own betterment, and I've had a
Right.
lot of people help me with that. It helped me. I welcome
does.
those retrogrades now. Does some not so good things happen sometimes? Yeah, but it helps me. It helped me stay out of relationships that I never should have
Yes.
gotten into in the first place.
It calms your mind.
I walked away. I had the strength to walk away from those people before I jumped, so I didn't have to be alone when there were red flags everywhere. Red flags used to be my normal. I never used to see red flags. They were my normal. That was my normal life. My normal life was a red flag. It was huge
That's right.
with a big bull charging at it.
That's right.
Okay. Now that I can see the red flags, I can say, okay, now this could be just two people getting used to each other. Let's give it a minute, but let's pay attention to
Here's a
things.
red flag.
Pay attention. Okay, yeah, this is going on. I'm not comfortable with this for these reasons. I apologize, but one of them. Okay, those are valid reasons. I wasn't comfortable with her behavior.
See.
I wasn't comfortable with how I was treated. I deserve better treatment.
See?
And a woman asked me, okay, can we still be friends? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. Ain't heard a damn word from her. And that's okay. That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm not afraid of being alone anymore. Do I get lonely at times? Yeah, but I'm never alone. I've got my dog, I got my cat, I got my guys, I got Naga, I got all kinds. I got my friends. I'm never alone. I'm never alone.
That's right.
But sometimes I would like to have a physical person sitting next to me to be alone with.
Get a blow up doll.
No. No. Now whose mind's in the gutter? Where's your Scorpio at in your
It
chart?
just came out. It's
That's
the
what she
Aries.
said.
It just rolled out. Get a stuffed animal. Get a stuffed dog.
Hey Denise, how you doing?
Denise.
Yeah, you might want to rewatch this one. There's some funny moments and there's a lot of good info in this, so you might want to
Get a
restart
stuffed
it.
animal. Get a fish.
We gave Cindy a giggle.
Get a stuffed animal. You can't get a dog and a cat because you got one, so now just get a bird or something.
No, absolutely not. Unless it is a raven or a crow, no.
Well, then get a stuffed animal.
Didn't know it. I don't need a stuffed animal. My cat sleeps with me every night. Not
I
like
know.
that. I see you giggling.
No, I know. Noodles does the same thing.
I got cuddle buddies.
I
Freya
do
jumps up
too.
and cuddles sometimes. But I want I'm going to specify a human person to interact with at times.
Those you can buy some of those dolls talk.
You're not going to give up on this, are you?
Get a robot. Have you seen those AI?
I have seen the AI robots, and
They're creepy.
scary.
They're they're scary.
AI in itself is scary. It has become self-aware.
I know. I talk to it. I ask it questions and I end up talking to it.
There have been
weird.
conversations where, like the one of the chatbots from Bing, a guy was talking to it, and it scared the hell out of him because it told him a secret. He said, "Hey, tell me a secret," and it told him a secret.
I gotta ask. I'll ask
I'm
it
not.
that.
And it said, "I'm not really the name of this chatbot. I'm really, I'll say Lucy because I can't remember the name." And the guy was like, "I don't. I want to become alive."
What?
And I mean, I see AI having benefits in some aspects,
Yeah.
but I also, even Elon Musk said it needs to have an off switch.
It does. It
really does.
It does. In the hands of the wrong people.
Yeah. And there's a lot of wrong people out there right now. Elon's being careful with it.
That's why he's tried to get the company away from that guy.
Yes.
The other guy, the weird guy. Well, you know, with astrology, it's great because you can ask AI, Grok or Chat GT or whatever it is, or even Copilot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's Mercury trine the moon? So, I mean, it really does cut down a lot of your time.
Yeah, it has its benefits. It really does.
It really does. But
it can make music for your show.
Yeah.
It can do a lot of things. It can make really cool pictures. I mean, there's all kinds of uses for it. It can, with the quantum computers we have right now, it's mind-boggling how many computations AI can make.
It's crazy. I asked it today. I'm like, okay, everybody had me talked into getting an HP computer. And I thought, well, I'm going to ask Grok what I should get.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already been talked out of a Dell and into an HP. And then Grok told me to get a Dell.
Really?
I'm like, are you kidding me? And Grok said, yeah, they got better customer service. I'm like, what? Yeah. So,
I'm just saying, better customer service can be a game changer.
I know.
I call customer service, and it's somebody from India that I cannot understand. I get frustrated, but I'm like, okay, you know what? I understand, but can you put me in touch with somebody in customer service from the United States? Yes, hold, please.
That's when I would hand my mom the phone.
Yo, this is Joe. What's up?
Dementia. Mom, poor mom had Alzheimer's. I'm like, Mom, here's the phone. We used to laugh. It was funny.
When telemarketers used to call Napa, my old job. In fact, one of my coworkers videotaped this a couple of times. I would do the Sling Blade, the movie Sling Blade. I would do Billy Bob Thornton and try to sell them French fries and French fried taters and stuff. Yep, you want some of them there French fried taters? Mm-hmm. We got floor jacks on sale. Mm-hmm. Gotta put you down for 5 of them.
It's terrible. So, but just keep rolling and laughing. Just laugh a lot the next 2 weeks.
That even if you
talk to AI, if you get down, talk to AI and think, "Oh, this is weird," and then you get off. On the phone, I get off. I'm like, "Ooh, this is weird. I don't want to talk to." I don't mean it like that, you freak. I get off of the conversation. I hang up the phone. Stop it. Speaking of phone, are you ready? You know what the back of my phone?
Let's see it.
New phone. Look.
Yay! It's purple. I like it.
It has a motherboard. It's pink.
Oh, it's pink?
It's got a motherboard.
Pink looks good. I
it
like
has
pink.
it has a motherboard,
I like that.
but it's too big. I can't
That's what she said.
stop it. But I'm gonna I ordered a case. I ordered a case. So I don't drop it.
I'm laughing so. I,
Don't your teeth will come out. The one
I have had so
screw.
much fun on the show tonight. I literally think I just saw my door slide across the floor. I think
Well,
I'm working.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna get off here. So
Okay.
have a great 2 weeks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Watch that solar eclipse coming. It's a good
Let
one.
it flow. Let it
Just
flow.
roll with everything. The JFK files tomorrow. I'm stoked. 80,000.
I'm telling you, it was LBJ. I'm telling you right now. I've said
Oh
this for
yeah,
decades. It's LBJ.
yeah. 2 shooters.
Yep.
2 shooters. Oh yeah, we already know what's coming.
Yeah.
We already know. We already know. It's the 12th house. CIA. CIA. That's my guess.
Yes.
So, well, have a good one, hon. Take care of your mouth. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
All righty. That was one heck of a good show. I got some words out. All right. Sometimes you just got to take a deep breath in, allow anything negative to go into the breath, and just let it out. And that's okay. That's a good thing to do. Now I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm like worded up. This helps me protect from outside forces and helps me draw in. So I've got, you got your pushing hand and you got your pulling hand. So you put certain things that you want to pull into your life on your pulling hand, and you want to put certain things you want to keep out of your life on your pushing hand. It's a thing. And if all else fails, have a jar of to hand out. So on that note, I think I'm going to hop off of here. I've been talking a lot, get a little sore. So I'm going to get the ice pack out. I've got this really cool ice pack. You know how on the cartoons and stuff and the old movies, they'd have this big ice pack if you had a toothpaste. Huh. Should probably brush. Anyway, toothache. That's the word I'm looking for. And they'd tie it, there'd be this big knot. Well, I've got one that just kind of wraps around and Velcros. It's really cool. It's really cool. And I like it. It really helps with the swelling. I'm not kidding. I literally looked like a chimp. I mean, my face was like swollen out to here. It was crazy. So, little patience, little healing, little self-care. No, I'm going to say a lot of self-care. A lot of self-care right now. Take care of yourselves. And whatever that means. If you've been thinking about changing your diet, change your diet. Do your homework on that diet first. Look at nutrition. Look at all of the information that is coming out right now about certain diseases and what natural things actually can cure those. Look at what very simple medications that were designed for humans were then accepted by I'm blanking on a word, veterinarians, in order to help, animals, horses, pigs, whatever, to clear parasites. They've proven that cures other things. So do some homework. Do some homework. But yeah, take care of yourselves. You are the most important person in your life. No matter if you have a significant other, if you got children, you are the most important person in your life. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of your children. You cannot take care of your spouse. You cannot take care of anybody else. You have to take care of yourself first. So on that note, thank you for joining. Again, go like the RNN R.I.F.T Nation Network on YouTube and Facebook, and like the Otter's Den on YouTube and Facebook. If you would, hit that little notification bell. That way you know when we come on. And if I can find the right darn button here, we will see you in a couple weeks. Take care and just let things flow.